Hello, welcome to Jennifer's Magical Club. Today I'm here to read a novel which is called The Science of Breakable Things. Let's start reading from segment 19. Let's start. Twig got in trouble today. This should not be surprising given the eyewash incident and the Stalin turtle incident, but it's still annoying. Twig is a person who doesn't know when to stop. To her, the word no is a challenge, and I get why she drives teachers nuts. Sometimes I want to shake her and say, Twig, stop. But of course that would only make her do whatever she's doing louder. Anyway, she snuck into teacher's lounge during lunch and drank half a pot of cold coffee just because she's not allowed to drink it and she was curious. Basically, she went wild, like Twig plus 10,000. She wouldn't stop talking or bouncing around in class. So, of course, she had to have a talking to from our principal, which is probably the 100th talking to Twig has had at this school. She told me I didn't have to wait for her after school, but I said I would anyway. I didn't feel like going home yet. Derry was sitting by the lockers again. Of course he was. Since Derry's last name starts with a K, his locker is in the exact middle of the hallway, halfway between Twig's and my lockers. I thought only losers stayed after school, he said as I hovered in front of Twig's locker. I don't think I said losers, I replied. He laughed. So why are you hanging around? I walked over to him because it was kind of awkward having a conversation with 15 lockers between us. Twig's in trouble. Well, not trouble. Her parents donate so much to the school that she never really gets in trouble for stuff. I think that might have been an overshare. He smiled but didn't respond. Derry doesn't say much. He's a thinker. And it's like he needs to have all his words stored up and ready to go before he speaks. Advanced algebra again? I asked, pointing to the book in his lap. He shook his head and turned his lap notebook for me to see. Oh, I said, moving closer to the diagrams he'd been drawing. That's for the egg drop contest. I wasn't sure why I was surprised. Of course he was entering the contest. Mr. Neely had mentioned something about Derry and all the best, brightest students getting involved. He nodded. I'm investigating acute angles and their effect on impact. So Mr. Neely said I could use it for my scientific process project. Right, I said, as if he weren't speaking gibberish to me. I'm doing it too. His grin widened and I immediately regretted telling him. He was my competition, which probably made him my sworn enemy or something. I don't know. I don't really do competitions. He scooted over on the floor even though there was plenty of space, so I assumed that was a signal for me to see. I said, have you come up with a design yet? He asked. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. He was talking quickly and blushing again. I didn't mean to pry. Mom would shaken her head at first at that. A scientist never apologizes for asking questions, she say. Questions keep us alive. No, it's okay. We've come up with designs. They just haven't exactly worked out. He smiled. If you wanted, we could team up. I hesitated, thinking about splitting the money 3 ways instead of just 2. And then I remembered the magnet project and also all the eggs Twig and I had broken. Why, I'm sure you can do it on your own, he shrugged, matter of fact. I probably can. I was trying to figure out what to say to that when Twig popped out of the stairwell and made her way over, bouncing on her sharp bit of Converse. The 7th grade classrooms are on the top floor of the school, and we all hate those stairs, but Twig never seems winded by the 3-story climb. She glanced between Derry and me and gave me a weird look. Hi. I stood up quickly, feeling guilty without knowing why. Twig, how'd it go? She rolled her eyes. Principal Nutter Butter thought it would be a good idea for me to learn respect, maybe see a counselor, the usual, see a counselor. I thought about that and my stomach clenched. Twig, I said, Derry offered to team up with us on the egg project. Us? Derry asked, looking between Twig and me. He was grinning like this was the best news ever. The kid was weird. Us, Twig said, gesturing between me and her and making her wannabe intimidating sleepy cat face. Twig and I are working together, I explained, even though I think he'd already figured that out. Great, Derry smiled like he meant it. Twig adjusted the straps of her backpack. We have to go, she informed him and me and walked off without another word, her footsteps echoing, pounding down the stairs. I gave Derry an awkward wave before running after her. Are you okay? I asked once we made it to the first floor. What is it? Am I not smart enough for you? Am I not good enough partner anymore? She asked. She walked out of the school and wouldn't slow down. He volunteered himself, I said. I didn't have anything to do with it, and I figured it couldn't hurt. You're the one who said we should team up with him more often. Yeah, for class. This is for class, basically. I couldn't make sense of her. 1 second she wanted to work with Derry and the next she didn't. Except we were doing it for fun too, together. We got into our bikes then and Twig swung her leg over the seat, hovering with her tiptoes touching the ground. I unlocked my bike. If he helps us, we'll get A+ on our project, and we'll probably win the money. Who cares about the money? Twig asked. Like I said, sometimes Twig and I are from totally different galaxies. I care, and it'd still be fun. I promise. Twig sighed up a windstorm, keeping her eyes on her bike. Fine, he can join us. I gotta get home now. My mom is having some super model friends over. She pushed her feet against the paddles and left me behind. I couldn't tell if she was lying, but either way, I wasn't invited. Either way, I'd have to go home eventually. When I got home, Mom was in her room with the door shut, so I did the same. I went straight past that without saying a word and went into my bedroom and locked the door. Mom's book was still lying on my bed and I threw it across the room. It hit the wall and landed on the floor face down, spine bent open, the page crumpled beneath it. I told myself I didn't care, that I never wanted to read a word of that book again, but 5 minutes later, I was on the floor, smoothing out the pages, reading those paragraphs for the 1000th time, reading the Latin words like a secret spell. Orchidaceae catala fortis. So I'm done reading till assignment 19. I hope you're joining with me and see you later. Bye. Have a nice day. Thank you.